I don't advertise. We don't market our restaurant. We're going to tackle that in a couple seconds. Okay, this is the rant. So I'm trying to go about every week or two with a rant because I think if I go any more frequent, I'll rant you out. Because every week I have a few of these myself, a little micro meltdowns, if you will, from the marketing gods in our office. And it comes down to some of the ignorance that I hear out there. Ignorance. That was my Kentucky coming out. But today I heard it again, and we hear this weekly, and it's almost like a badge of honor that restaurateurs or businesses have. There's my daughter calling. So I've got this set up where my phone is on do not disturb always, except on emergencies. People are my favorites. My daughter's on my favorites, so she disturbed. So Paige, I'll call you back. But I hear it as a badge of honor, like, oh, our restaurant is so awesome. We don't need to advertise. We don't market. We don't do anything. And it cracks me up because it literally, honestly, is one of the stupidest things I've ever heard. I hear on a consistent basis from operators. Any business that truly thinks that or carries that around as some type of award they're getting, that they don't market or advertise. I don't want to say what I really think, but it's stupid. It's idiotic. Every business exists, even nonprofits, even our government, to sell everybody something. In order to sell something, you must market or advertise. And advertising isn't just a Facebook ad or a radio ad or a direct mail piece. It's your branding in your restaurant. It's the apparel that your employees wear. It's how you present yourself outside of the four walls. Don't even get me started on the aspect of restaurateurs and business owners not using LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok to market themselves or to tell their story. That's a whole nother rant that we'll have to get into because that's another thing. A lot of people say, oh, I don't use Facebook. Well, you know what? Hire somebody to do it personally because you have a brand and you have a brand that people need to know about because it's what you put your blood, sweat, and tears in. You know, I woke up at 5:15 this morning, not because my alarm was set for 5:15. It was set for 6. I woke up at 5:15 because something was on my mind with my business that I pour my blood, sweat, and tears into. And I got up and went on with my day and tried to accomplish my goals today. But the thing that hit me this morning was another restaurant telling us, we don't advertise. And I want to reach across the computer screen and strangle people when I hear that because number one, you do advertise. I mean, if you don't, let me give you a screwdriver and a hammer. We'll go outside and rip the sign off your building, which by the way is a different rant in itself because nobody ever looks at their sign and goes, "Oh, what's the ROI on that?" I don't know if that paid off. Well, you spend a lot of money on things you don't know. Sometimes you gotta do that. But there's a lot of aspects in business, and it drives me crazy when I hear businesses say they don't advertise because number one, you should be advertising more and you should be marketing more the better things are. Now, you might do it different. And here's what I mean. Talked to a restaurant owner about 2 weeks ago, and he's smart. He asked for advice. He said, Matt, I'm the pizza guy. You're the marketing guy. Give me your 2 cents on this because I know what I've heard in the past from people within our company, and I don't know that it's right. I want to know your opinion. I said, what do you got? We're opening a restaurant in about a month and a half, 2 months. It's going to start off gangbusters. That first 60 to 90 days is cranking. And that's when a lot of people say, we don't advertise. What do you think we should do? And what shouldn't we do? I said, well, if I was you and you're telling me without any hesitation that business is going to be rocking, I wouldn't worry about certain advertising, but I would worry to death about getting everybody who walks through that door's information, everybody that visits my website's information, everybody that engages in my social medias information. Yeah, I'm not actively going to hammer that list and say, hey, get your butt in here because you know what? when you're brand new, those first couple weeks, those first couple months, depending on what kind of brand you have a pretty good honeymoon. But you also have the most traffic you're probably ever going to have. And so if you have 1,000 people come through in a week and in 8 months, that 1,000 is actually going to be 300, why the hell wouldn't you do everything in your possible mind to get those people's information? And you might say, well, I've heard this before. Well, Matt, we don't need to do any marketing in our grand opening. Well, you're an idiot. You need to do more marketing in your grand opening. Yeah, you're not doing outward marketing. You're not out on Facebook boosting posts and running targeted ads and on YouTube running ads and TV and cable. If you're going to have a gangbusters open house and grand opening in a 2, 3, 4 month honeymoon, yeah, you're right. You shouldn't be inviting people. You probably don't need to. But I would challenge you, you better be getting everybody's information. And guess what, my man and woman? That's advertising. That is marketing. Getting people's information when they walk in your restaurant. What tactics are in place? You put tactics in place to take somebody's credit card. You put tactics in place to COVID-proof your restaurant. You put tactics in place to make sure that you have awesome food and the great experience every time. Add to that how to get their information so that when the honeymoon's over in a couple months, that maybe it doesn't end. That maybe when it gets to that point, you go, okay, I think we're at our honeymoon. Let's turn on some of the marketing. Let's take that email and text list, that birthday list. Let's start doing some targeted marketing with those people. And now that honeymoon kind of flattens out and it stays at a certain level. It doesn't go down far enough. Because what a lot of you do is you use that honeymoon as an excuse to not do anything. Oh, we're too busy, Matt. We can't do anything. We can't keep up with what we have. Good. Take that opportunity and keep what you have. And when you're a restaurant that tells me I don't advertise, bullcrap. You should be. When times are good, they're good for a reason, because you're on top, because you've got more attention, because you've got more momentum. That's when you advertise. When we have success in our business, we spend more money. We optimize what we're doing. And that's how every business should be. And so the fact that there's restaurateurs out there that tell us on a consistent basis, like a badge of honor, oh, I got it on their sleeve. Like, yeah, restaurant that doesn't advertise. That's not great, dude. You want to advertise. You want to have marketing plans in place to make sure that you keep their attention. Our tagline is ABR, attract, build, retain. A is attract attention. Well, you know what? If things are going great, you might not need to attract as much attention. But I can bet your bottom dollar that no matter what time it is, you need to build a database from that attention, from the attention you're getting in your 4 walls, because attention's all over the place. We have 5 places we preach to restaurants to get attention. The number one most important place is in their 4 walls and the community surrounding their 4 walls. Had a restaurant the other day that's sponsoring a soccer event that came to my team and said, hey, we're sponsoring this soccer event. We're going to be there. We typically just hand out flyers. Like, no, we're not handing out flyers unless there's a badass call to action on there that says, hey, scan this now. And we're not just going to hand it. We're going to tell them. But we're going to create tactics to market, number one, within your 4 walls and outside of your 4 walls in the community. That's getting that attention. The next step of attention is the current data you're getting. Your database, your online ordering, wherever else you're getting information, your loyalty program, your app, whatever you have, get more information. The third most important place is your website. Your website should have things on there that get people's information and gets their attention to give you their information. Not lame buttons that say, join our newsletter, give us your email. No, you want, bam, something in their face, call to action, very important. The next place is online listings. Yelp, Google My Business. I mean, maybe MySpace. I don't know. There's listings out there that people are finding through their phone, through search mechanisms, that they could be giving you information. And last but not least, your Facebook, your Instagram, your TikTok, your Snapchat, whatever you're doing. I promise you're making posts. If you're not, whole different rant. But if you are making posts, stop making lame posts that don't get data. And that next part, like I said, is build your database. Those 5 places can help you build your database. But last is when you are doing well, is how do you retain their attention? How do you keep Matt Plapp coming to your place all the time? You've got to stay in front of him. And the easiest way to retain attention is through their data. So please stop telling me, I don't advertise, Matt. We've got such a strong brand. We don't need to advertise. Bullshit. You need to advertise more. And then you need to be smarter with the marketing you're doing to make sure that you're getting more data so that your advertising budget can shrink in the future on retention and grow on attracting people. That's all I got. I'm out. That's the rant for this week. See you next week. Maybe the week after. Who knows? Adios.